Refurbished Westerhall Medical Station expected to provide improved services. We'll have details to this story and more in the National Report.
Have you noticed an increase or decrease in your electricity bill? You know that changes in the fuel and non-fuel rates affect your bill. You should also be aware that changes in household activities affect your bill. Ask yourself these questions. Have the rates changed? Have there been more people at your home? Have your children been on holiday? Have you used your fan or air conditioning unit more often to beat the heat? Are any of your electrical appliances or equipment faulty? Have you added any new appliances such as transformers, water heaters, or pumps? Make it a habit to understand any changes on your electricity bill. For more factors that affect your bill, visit www.grenlec.com. Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Welcome back. With the details to the news for Friday, January 6, 2023, I am Sherry-Ann Noel. Health officials are optimistic that the completion of rehabilitation work on the Westerhall Medical Station will improve access to quality health care at the facility, in keeping with government's mandate to deliver better health services. Work on the facility commenced in November 2022 by contractor Kelly Klein Construction Company, costing just over $374,000. Ms. Naomi Jeremiah, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health with responsibility for community health services, shared an update on the scope of work following a visit to the project site this week.
The renovations stem from replace broken AC that's on all rooms at the clinic. Then we have a huge work that is being done on the outside in terms of fencing, fence link, chain link. We have gate, a metal gate being placed at the entrance of the health center. Then we have a water problem that was identified at the medical station, in that when rain falls, the residents there coming into the yard, it is very uncomfortable for them having to put their foot within the mud, and it's become very saggy. We have the dressing room that is being done, removal of the old furniture and equipment there, and installation of new equipment. The kitchenette also, we have the kitchenette, remove and replace doors, demolish the cupboards at the kitchenette, so we have a new cupboards, new facility at the kitchenette. Then we have the doctor's room. The doctor have new cupboards, new shelves, new cabinets, and the ambiance there is very encouraging. The outpatient toilet have also been refurbished. We remove and replace face basins, and we have installed new toilet facilities.
PS Jeremiah hopes services can be resumed by the end of January. In the meantime, patients and visitors have been seeking medical attention at the Woburn and Bellevue medical stations.
The main mission now for primary health care is to have access of the healthcare center, the health centers and medical station, so that the citizens can have better access to the services that is needed for the clinics that is being provided. We are hoping by end of next week that the contractor can hand over the keys to the Ministry of Infrastructure, so that we can prepare the necessary equipment and furniture to refurbish that is there to have the residents come in and utilize the facilities.
She explained that the proposal for the construction of seating accommodations outside the facility has been submitted to the Ministry of Infrastructure Development for review. Over $60,000 has already been spent to complete work that was not initially listed as part of the project.
We noticed that sometimes patients come early for health care and they have to wait outside, but I've been in discussion with the engineer and works, and maybe the possibility of having a nice veranda to the front of the building can accommodate some of the patients when they come early before the clinic actually starts. They can have some seating arrangements there so that they can wait and ensure that they, when the nurses start the clinic, they can come in, and that again will help them from waiting outside. in the open.
Moving along, work will soon start on the restoration of Fort George under the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States Regional Tourism Project. The World Bank-funded US $6 million project was approved in 2017. It is aligned with government's transformative agenda toward the development of a sustainable economy. On Friday, government ministers turned the sod to signal the commencement of the work to complete the project before the conclusion of the World Bank financial cycle. The Ministry of Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation will supervise the project. Minister Andy Williams said the restoration project is another step towards increasing Grenada's project implementation rate.
My government heard your cries and moved swiftly to address your concerns by allowing MIT to lead the initiative, while working collaboratively with the Ministry of Tourism and other line ministries. As a government, we remain committed to improving our implementation of projects, hence the early start in 2023 of this project. Locals and visitors would therefore be exposed to improved facilities and an enriched tourism project.
Tourism Minister Honorable Lennox Andrews is optimistic that the rich history associated with Fort George will be preserved and serve as a pilot for the restoration of other historic sites throughout the island. This move augurs well for Grenada's tourism product.
As we rehabilitate this place, the history would be reflected in that rehabilitation. But more than that, the rehabilitation of this place would serve as a model, as an example, as a pilot for other historical sites that we have in Grenada. It will bring out the ideas of how we should go about restoring historical sites so as to ensure that the architectural design and that whatever history that place is famous for is restored and maintained.
Parliamentary representative for the town of St. George, Honorable Peter David, who for years has called for the restoration of the fort, highlighted the significance of the project. He commended the government on its move to continue the project.
We appreciate the many people who continue to work to ensure the successful completion of the project. I see former Minister of Tourism, Dr. Clarence Modeste. I see the Minister of Implementation. I see my good friend, the Minister of Tourism, Lennox Andrews, other ministers of government, the technical persons, my brother Robinson in the Ministry of Tourism, the World Bank representatives, and others who made today possible. We have always advocated improving our various sites around the town as tourist attractions. The Tricentennial Park, just a few meters away, the cruise ship terminal, the market square, all sites that mean a lot to our tourism industry. I look forward to working with you in this and other projects that will enhance the town of St. George.
The project will be done by contractors Kishana Limited and Sunrise Construction Company. The Ministry of Health, Wellness and Religious Affairs continues to closely monitor the unfolding situation in China as it relates to the recent surge in COVID-19 cases. Acting Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sean Charles told the Government Information Service, GIS, that Grenada is making local preparations while keeping abreast of assessments that are being carried out at the international level. On Thursday, January 5th, 2023, Dr. Charles participated in a high-level virtual meeting with officials from the World Health Organization to discuss the recent surge and other COVID-19 related matters. The Chief Medical Officer expressed deep concern, however, about fake reports that have been shared via social media purporting that a new strain of the coronavirus for COVID-19 variant, Omicron XBB, which is 5 times more contagious than the Delta variant, is present in Grenada. Dr. Charles strongly warned against sharing false information that can harm the perception of Grenada's current status and create unnecessary fear amongst the population. This is highly irresponsible behavior, and the public is asked to report and condemn all attempts to spread fake news which can lead to unnecessary panic at this time, Dr. Charles advised. The Ministry of Health recommends and reminds the public to only trust news from credible sources, such as the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Religious Affairs via the Government Information Service GIS, the Caribbean Public Health Agency CARPHA, and the Pan American Health Organization PAHO. This is a national report. The news will continue after the break.
My name is Travon Lead, and I'm a fisherman of Guam, St. John's. Well, I've been fishing for about 7 years, since I was about 16, and my father is a fisherman, and I grew up in that. I love to fish, and that helps to feed the community of Guam. Some of the challenges I faced before, I had a smaller boat, and I used to row and fish. But now that I'm a successful applicant, I'm going to use the funds to buy a bigger boat and an engine, and that's going to benefit me and my family and to help others. It's a yes for sis.
Welcome back. Minister for Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation, Honorable Andy Williams, continues to engage members of the productive sector as government formulates ways to generate more revenue for the economy. He met with local beekeepers on Thursday. This follows a recent cabinet meeting where discussions were held on finding healthy alternatives to sugar. Minister Williams explained that hearing the concerns of the local beekeepers can steer the government in the right direction. He spoke of government's intention to increase the VAT on carbonated beverages, soft drinks, sodas, and drinks with added sugar from 15% to 20% effective February 1st, 2023.
But then the cost of honey is expensive compared to sugar, right? As a sweetener, you know. So immediately the thought was, how can we, number one, make honey more affordable, right? Number one. And one of the ways we can do it is through the law of demand and supply. If we assist in terms of increasing the supply, if we assist in terms of helping reduce your cost of production, right? Now, those are ways that we can help to bring down the cost of honey. Because I think that, you know, and number three is that we have to start advertising.
Minister Williams calls for collaboration and gave the commitment to the beekeepers for further engagement to improve the industry.
So you can expect soon some contact from us again, right? We'll have discussion with agriculture and so on. You know, we will really see what we can do to assist and help. No, I am really happy. I am happy that we had this meeting here today. I'm really happy because I can see that we are on to something. And as the gentleman say, if our honey is world class, first class, we should not take it for granted. We have to learn to come together. When we come together, we can form like cooperatives and so, and benefit from it. Right? We may think by staying by ourselves, we benefited more. Whereas we could be benefiting less. So we have to learn to come together. And I think that this is what we have to do. And if we do that, the sky can be the limit.
And finally, in the news, Carriacou and Petit Martinique will soon come alive with activities as the National Celebrations Committee prepares to commemorate Grenada's 49th anniversary of independence. The celebrations will begin with a church service and culminate with parish celebrations in Hillsborough and Petit Martinique. Committee Representative Diana Isaac outlined the calendar of events for the island under the theme, The Journey to 50, reflecting on the past, planning for the future.
The first activity for Carriacou and Petit Martinique will be the church service in Carriacou, which will be held at Christ the King Anglican Church on January 22nd at 3 p.m. Following the church service on the 22nd, we have what is called a cultural evening at the Botanical Gardens. We have already contacted a backing band who will also provide entertainment for us. We have contacted a number of cultural groups on carriacou. We'll have the Big Drum, we'll have a group over from Petit Martinique, we'll have a number of Calypsonians as well. We have what is called our awards and cocktail evening at the Casada Bay on the 28th. That will be at 7 o'clock. At that event, we will be having 12 awards. We'll be distributing 12 awards. Already we have a notice out on the radio station and on our media, social media pages, so persons can select. We at the committee level will not be doing the selection. We ask persons to suggest names to us, and then the selection will be made. We'll be going over to Petit Martinique, as I said earlier, for our church service at the Petit Martinique Roman Catholic Church on the 29th at 9:30 a.m.
Isaac said for the first time a tennis competition will be held as part of events for independence.
We do have a number of sporting activities that will involve the primary and secondary schools in carriacou and Petit Martinique. Our senior coach, Sebastian Steele, is a member of the committee, and he is totally responsible for executing those sporting programs. Tennis is a force for us. It has started in carriacou in a big way over the last 4 years by Mr. Mario Blaze, and we want to ensure that the tennis players also feel a part of what we are doing.
And with that story, we come to the end of the National Report for Friday, January 6th, 2023. On behalf of the entire news and production team, I am Sherry Ann Noel, thanking you for viewing.